Our weekly accessory workout focuses this week on lats and pulling power. We got some great favorites like one arm rows, dead hang or suitcase carries, Hercules holds, towel work, side delt raises, and then a great one arm complex that features some snatches. Keep fit and have fun. Today's workout starts off with some squeeze raises to the tune of I Wanna Dance by Jonas Blue. The way it works, you're gonna hold the top position, and every time you hear the word dance, you're gonna do one rep. For both the hold and the reps, you wanna try to use your chest and your lats. The best way to accomplish this is by giving the object a solid squeeze. Now, when you squeeze, you want to try to focus on squeezing with more of your palms than your fingers. If you're finding you're having a hard time with the squeeze, a pair of lighter dumbbells, one in each hand, works pretty nicely. But you want to try to think about using the pecs and the lats as you do the lift here more than you're using those shoulders or even biceps or even the neck. Another option, if you want to add a little twist to this, is to do it with a band. You want to anchor the band on your foot and then pull that band up, hold at the top of the position for the hold, and then repping out as need be for the reps. This one adds a little bit of a different feel to it, so it's a good one to try if you have that band available. For our holds this week, we're starting off with some dead hangs once again. So for the dead hang, you can hold the top or the bottom position, but you want to make sure that you've got the appropriate tension. So find the hand position that lets it feel the easiest on your shoulders and therefore will build your lats the most. Try to get those legs a little bit in front of you so you get those abs involved too. If you don't have something to hang off of, you can use the weight for a suitcase hold. That's either on one side. You can go with a kettlebell or a dumbbell for this. Keys are going to be that you create tension on the object by getting the lats and pecs involved. And I like to make the object lift a little bit away from me as I go for that hold. And I find that helps me get the midsection involved and avoids me leaning too much towards one side or the other. The second piece of this combo is going to be the Hercules hold. So for today's variation, you're going to be going for palms facing forward. You're looking to get those arms long and think about reaching the walls to the side as you go for the hold. If you don't have lighter dumbbells, a great option is a pair of shaker cups or water bottles. Fill them up with whatever you want to add weight to them, but they work really well as a supplement for lighter dumbbells. First major combo is going to be some towel row holds and one arm rows. Starting off with the towel row hold, you want to lock it up underneath your feet. From that position, think about really pulling on in tight, getting those lats involved, and then push that towel away as you stay that tension with your lats. As you can see by my face, this can get pretty challenging. The key is to pull your lats or pull with your lats into a solid position to start. Get those bad boys fired up and then really push that towel away with those feet as you resist with the lats. That should get a pretty solid pump going there, and then you're going to use that pump going for some one-arm rows. Dumbbells, sandbag, or kettlebell works for this, but the big key is making sure the pull comes from your upper body, aka your lats and your arm, and not so much your torso. A lot of people mistake trying to twist at the torso for this as getting that extra little bit of that range, but the range comes from your lats being strong enough to pull the object up higher. So try to keep your torso level to the floor or whatever object you're leaning your arm up against, and instead try to pull your elbow and your arm as far up and back as you can to really get that lat fired up. A good analogy to think about if you have ever used an older lawnmower is a similar motion you would use to starting up a lawnmower, or I guess a snowblower. A bag can work for this as well if you have a handle attached to it, but that's really going to depend on the bag that you have available, but make sure you stay tight. Next piece is going to be some towel pull downs or Pull-ups. If you don't have a pull-up bar or can't do pull-ups, the towel pull-down will work for you. You want to push your abs into the floor as you imitate the motion of a pull-down. If this bothers your neck or your spine, what you can do is instead pull the towel behind your neck instead, in which case you'd bring your torso down a little more. If you have a bar available or something to hang off of, you're going to be going for some pull-ups. I'm going to recommend that we go for the grip that feels the easiest on your wrists, elbows, and shoulders, and instead lets you work the most on your lats. So that could be wide grip, like so, with the hands overhand. Another option is neutral grip. This one's usually a little bit better if my shoulders are not the greatest. But you want to make sure with this that you try to think about pulling the handles apart so you get those lats involved. The option that's the most available for most people is going to be the medium grip chin up. That's with the palms facing you. But with this one, you really want to be careful with not letting the biceps do too much work. Think about pulling the handles apart again to get those lats involved. Next up, some lateral raises. So with these, you want to think about really focusing on staying in the range where your muscles can work. I like to only raise as I inhale and then exhale on the way down, only going up as far as I can smoothly inhale. I find that way I stay in the range where I have control and I can really get a good pump through those side delts. If you do not have lighter dumbbells available or the weight you have is too heavy or too light, another great option is a pair of shaker cups or water bottles. They work just as well, but you want to make sure that you maintain working with the breath for these. It's very easy with lateral raises to just start winging the weight up, in which case neck does most of the work instead and we don't really build those boulder shoulders. So control and purposeful reps are the key here. Take your time, move with your breath, and focus on feeling the muscle that we're targeting. That's going to be the side of the shoulders. Finisher for today is going to be a third full body complex. So for this one, it starts with a snatch, goes into a press, and then finishes off with a front squat. All of these are going to be done with one arm. You're going to be looking for 3 to 5 sets of 5 reps on each side. So the snatch, going into the press, finishing off with that front squat counts as 1 rep. You're going to do 5 of those, rest a quick little bit, and then do the same on the opposite side. So if you have a dumbbell, the best option is going to be to do the snatch off of the floor, in which case you think about really ripping the dumbbell off the ground. Stay tight through the midsection as you go for that press, and then stay nice and tight as you go for that front squat as well. Thinking about being explosive for the first piece and then controlled with those next 2. If you have the option available, you want to go as heavy as you can for these. Most of us will be limited by the weight that we can snatch. So in that case, if it feels a little bit easy for the press or the squat, think about slowing those reps down so you can really get the most out of them. The key here is to go heavy, but also to challenge yourself by maintaining tension and control. If you have a kettlebell available, you can try the same motion with the kettlebell instead. So the first variation would be just a regular snatch, starting from the floor, into a press, into the front squat. Same principles apply as with the dumbbell. You want to be explosive for that snatch, and then controlled as you go into both that press, staying tight through the middle, and that front squat, staying tight all the way throughout. If you're pretty confident with a kettlebell, you can go for the swing snatch. Same kind of motion, but just a little bit more explosive. Same principles apply for that press, and then same principles apply for that front squat as well. Reps and sets will remain the same if you use a kettlebell or a dumbbell, regardless of what variation you pick. So pick whichever one works the best for you, lets you get the best reps, and lets you go decently heavy so you can make this more of a strength piece than a cardio piece.